Among the world's finest cuisines, one dish stands out, not just for being expensive, but also for being so rare. Caviar, also named the Black Pearl, has been known to be the dish of the wealthy, and all for a good reason. Its silky texture and fishy taste might be off-putting, making it an acquired taste. However, despite this, a large number of wealthy individuals continue to find enjoyment in it. Welcome to Lux Life. And when it comes to luxury and lifestyle, we've got you covered. Today, we're going to talk about caviar and why it is so expensive. You will get to know why it is so special and what is behind its production. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Feel free to click that notification bell to receive updates and be the first to check out our latest videos. Now, let's begin. What is caviar? Caviar literally translates to unfertilized salt eggs. It comes from sturgeon's eggs that grow in the Caspian Sea in northern Iran. The beluga, considered the best, costs over $2,400 per kilogram in Iran and can double once it is imported to European countries. These fish eggs are in various colors, including black, olive, gray, and orange, which are their usual colors. It's no secret that caviar is an expensive delicacy. It is a sought-after food all over the world and may sell for as much as $35,000 per kilogram. But did you know that caviar wasn't always so expensive? This is somewhat hard to imagine, since the delicacy is already known for its price. But caviar was not rare back then. It is because the sturgeons where the fish eggs were taken were also pretty common. They were so common that caviar was sometimes given away for free. So why did caviar become expensive? What makes it so rare and special that people are required to pay a hefty price to get a taste of it? Number 1. Sturgeons are pretty rare. True caviar is different from the fish roe. Sure, caviar is still fish eggs, no matter how you put it. But there is still a stark difference between them. Fish roe can come from any fish, with salmon roe being a popular option, but caviar comes from sturgeons. And as I said, the sturgeon population was good back then, which is why it was easy to acquire them. But during the turn of the 20th century, these freshwater fish and their eggs became a rare commodity. The water was polluted, and dams upstream blocked their spawning grounds. There is no place where they can reproduce, and people keep on overfishing their species. Also, depending on the species, it takes between 8 and 20 years for a female to reach sexual maturity. Among the millions of eggs laid at once, only one will likely become an adult. In fact, 18 species were put on the red list of threatened species by the International Union for Conservation of Nature in 2010. Now, sturgeons have become among the most endangered species on Earth. In order to have caviar, people needed to raise their own sturgeons and find new ways to make sure they won't die out. Number 2. It takes time to produce roe. Even though farmers can raise sturgeons in a controlled environment, like what is being done now, that doesn't mean they can make as much caviar as they want. Female sturgeons are not sexually mature until they are 8 to 20 years old. This is the only time when sturgeons can make caviar. For example, beluga caviar is the most expensive variety, with an even higher price range. For this, it takes about 10 to 15 years for a female fish to lay eggs. In the past, female fish had to be killed so that their eggs could be taken. This is a problem because sturgeons take a long time to produce roe, and it is not easy to raise these fishes. But as technology has improved, there are now ways to do this without killing the female fish. Fishermen must take into account the time it takes for a fish to mature sexually and produce eggs when determining its retail price. Roe maturation can take as little as a few years or as long as a few decades, depending on the species of fish in question. Producers of sturgeon caviar must wait a long time before they see any return on their investment, and this is especially true for sturgeon farmers. Number 3. Harvesting and manufacturing caviar is rigorous. Not only do sturgeons take a long time to grow, but it also takes a lot of time and money to harvest, wash, cure, inspect, age, and do other things to the roe during the process of making caviar. When the fish are old enough to make roe, the person who gets the roe usually kills the fish. But, as was already said, there are new ways to get fish eggs without killing the fish, but no-kill caviar is still not as good as traditional caviar. After acquiring the roe, it is then put through a sieve to separate the eggs from the membrane and loosen them. And since we're at the topic, we just want to know your experiences with tasting caviar or any other luxury delicacy. Feel free to interact with us in the comments. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now let's get back to the video. Number 4. The caviar is graded and put into different categories and prices. When it comes to grading caviar, there are a variety of systems used by caviar producers. First, the eggs are examined to see whether any visual clues prevent the product from being rated number 1 before salt curing has even begun. Grade 1 or A grade is reserved only for roe that meets or exceeds the norm of the species in terms of quality and appearance. As a general rule, B grade beads are smaller and softer than grade 1, which is why they are always less expensive. Number 5. Fishing, for it is banned. According to observers, high caviar prices in recent years have been caused by a prohibition on fishing and by the fact that the Caspian Sea is shared by 5 countries: Iran, Russia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and Turkmenistan. Only 2% of the yearly catch is accounted for by illegal and indiscriminate fishing, as well as the scarcity of beluga caviar. Number 6. Their supply and demand involved. Demand and supply affect the final price of caviar. There is a huge demand for caviar, which keeps the price of caviar high, despite the fact that the quantity of caviar is minimal. Caviar has long been considered a delicacy reserved for royalty and the wealthy, and as such it has become a sought-after status symbol. How should you eat caviar? Toasts and crackers can be served alongside caviar. In addition to the fresh herbs and cream, you can garnish with finely diced onion and fresh chives. Caviar and boiled eggs can also be enjoyed together. But if you want to taste it in its full glory, you can place a scoop on the part of the back of your hand in between your thumb and forefinger. Take it in your mouth and savor the unique texture and taste. Also, serving caviar at room temperature is a big no-no. It should be served in a bowl that is maintained in a tray of crushed ice, which keeps it cool. It's a world of fine tastes and opulence for sure. So, if you ever get the chance to sample a variety of caviar, don't waste the opportunity to try it and experience the taste of one of the world's most exquisite foods. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, click subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. Also, feel free to leave us a comment. If you want to watch more videos, head on over to our channel to see more from Lux Live. See you!